Hey everybody, it's Pete Waltz on my West Coast trip, stopping up here in Stockton, California to visit my friend George, working on my long-range tanks. And I went to get my compressor on, and it blew up on me. So I said, I got to get another compressor. He goes, you don't need a compressor. You need a power tank. So I took the 12-mile journey over to Lodi, and I'm with Steve Sasaki. Steve, how are you?
All right, Pete. Hey, we set up this nice matte black system. I think it's going to match your vehicle really well.
It's going to be perfect.
And so I just wanted to do the typical rundown that I do for all new customers on how to set your power tank up. So your power tank's going to come with, your 30-foot hose. It starts 30 foot before it's coiled. A little bit longer than a lot of hoses because we want to try to make it easier to reach the, if you have this mounted in the back like you will, reach that front tire on both sides. What I wanted to show you here is, so your outlet, this is just a cap that we give you. This is a push to connect, which means just one-handed.
Wow.
All right.
Really?
8 ball, super high pressure, all aluminum, super light. What you want to do is you want to consider this our number 1 knob and then our number 2, because that's the order that we're always going to use this in. So right now, let's say we're going to air up our tires and we want to get ready. Number 1 first. You just want to give it a good 1.5, 2 turns.
And it sets up as normal in the middle here?
Right, so you're going to always be in that normal range unless the bottle has been sitting in a really hot environment. It'll get above that a little bit, but don't worry. And then the next thing, number 2, is your adjustment. And you're going to adjust this for whatever pressure you need for whatever you're going to do. In this case, we're going to air up tires, let's say. And so when we're airing up tires, we go all the way. And
it's really interesting. You've got lockers as an option here, air tools, so it kind of gives you some preset areas. You usually want to choose the center of that or the high side of each of those?
As long as you're in that zone for we set it for ARBs. You're going to be fine with for ARB lockers. Air tools, it depends on the tool. I mean, if you're running like a big 1/2-inch drive impact wrench, you're going to be on the high side of that. But if you're trying to control a die grinder for whatever job you're doing, you might have high pressure or a little lower pressure. The neat thing about this here, this is on their package B, which is what you got. It's called a super coupler. Compressors might have 100 to 100 and let's say 120 psi, whereas we just crank this thing up to 250. And if you've ever dealt with air hoses, you've fought pushing tools onto. But even though we have 250 psi in the hose right now, it goes in
like
under
nothing.
0 because there is a built-in on-off valve. So it isolates the coupler from the pressure. Before we can take this off, it's a safety feature. Instead of blowing this thing off with 250 psi of energy, we have to shut that valve off. It empties all downstream. Now it's back to 0.
Fantastic.
So this is a really key piece of a power tank.
Really interesting.
So now we're all ready to air up. You've got the digital gauge here, which is backlit, really nice. You can see it really well at night. This is just a film. Sure. And so you'll really like this.
So Steve, let me ask. So I've got 33s. I'd probably air down somewhere between 15 and 18 pounds when I go on trail. When I come back off the trail, how many tires will I be able to refill at that level, given the size of the tank I've got?
On 33s, if you're going up, let's say 10 psi, let's say you're going from 15 to 25 or 18 to 28, you should be able to do that about 34 times, I think, on this size bottle. With this piece here, air up your 33s, I'm guessing in about maybe, if you're adding 10, maybe 10 seconds or less.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So good, you got a lifetime warranty on all these parts. The only thing it doesn't have a lifetime warranty on is the parts that are plastic, so you have 2-year on that and 5-year on that, but otherwise this whole thing should be the last air system.
And I think aside from the fact that it's probably going to save me a major hassle, it is really cool looking. It's going to look really cool on the back of my truck.
We are planning on putting it on the back of your vehicle like this. We came up with a way to allow the power tank to be used sideways by putting what we call snorkel tube inside. So we put that inside your bottle. the end of it's here. That's why that decal's there. And so you can use it this way or this way.
I'm really excited about it. Well, I know you're going to be off for the races here. Where are you heading out? I know you've got your trade show booth behind me. Where are you off to next?
Let's see. The next show is the Overland Expo out in Orange County, and then we go out to Moab in Utah for the Easter Jeep Safari, and then we got a few other things after that.
Good, good. Well, I'm so glad I met you. So thanks to George at Valley Hybrids for introducing me to Steve.
Thanks,
and
George.
I've now got my new power tank. Hopefully, I won't be using it too often for flats on the road, but I'm excited to have it.
Great to
I'm
have.
excited to meet you. You got a great business here.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Have a safe day.